ATG from Kilmarnock town, got your hustle down. Streams the pool games live, makes our day come alive. Early mornings on your grind, Tesco shift unwind, but you find the time to play, stream the virtual day. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. Virtual cue in your hand.
And it's a sucker scratch. Look at the line. Commentator's eye. Don't say I didn't warn you.
OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. Virtual cue in your hand, amazing shots you land. From your home to our screens, living out our pool dreams. Early riser, work all done, streams the games just for fun. We'll cheer for you every match. TG, you've got the magic touch. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there.
This for the 101. Absolutely sensational once again.
Virtual cue in your hand, amazing shots you land. From your home to our screens, living out our pool dreams. The games just for fun. We'll cheer for you every match. TG, you've got the magic touch. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there.
That was fantastic.
Where's the cue ball going?
Oh dear, how sad, never mind.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool, nothing else.
Well, good evening, folks. Welcome back to VP4TV. We are here on Saturday evening, and it's the first day, well, really the first day is tomorrow of my holiday, but I've finished and I'm off for a week. I don't go back until a week tomorrow. We have a one-loss side match tonight in the VP4 2024 Virtual 8-Ball World Championship. We've got Larry and Sergeresh going in about 2 minutes' time. And surely both of these players will play better than Stubb did last night. Stubb ended up getting one rack, and he only got that one rack through the generosity of Spectre Dawn, the fact that Spectre Dawn lost count of his extensions, and his extension ran out, and Stubb had ball in hand, and he went and managed to clear his balls to win that rack. He won nothing else from it, and he did most things wrong, and he's still probably scratching his head wondering why he lost. Well, it is on my YouTube channel if you've not seen it, and I did say it's the worst performance Stubbs ever put in a match, regardless of who he's playing. He was lost for ideas, banging the ball, and ultimately his one final bang that he did resulted in a scratch, and that was his last shot in the tournament. And of course he bailed out again and should have received another $1,000 fine. Anyway, that's by the by. We've got just enough time to have a reminder now of what the schedule is. We've got Larry Sergeresh coming up next. We've got Jose against Bankster has appeared on the schedule. That's 5 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, my time. And we also have the Coldest Pillow Rabi match on Tuesday at 7:30. That's what's to come. These two guys, Sergeresh and Larry, I think they're waiting on a loser coming across, and they're waiting on the loser of Hazard and Albinario. So that's who the lineups could be. Sergeresh has got a decent enough game. Whether it's going to be decent enough and hold out long enough to beat Larry, that might be a bit of a debate. But Larry will be looking for improvement as well to lift his game up. So we just wait. It's 8 o'clock. It's the top of the hour, and the room has gone up. We'll get straight in. We won't hang about. We'll have the lag for the break. Remember, on the one-loss side, it is a race to 9. I'm going to do one quick tab. And in fact, I was trying to do a tab there, but he's come into the room, and they both come into the room. I'll tab out in a minute again. I want to shut down Discord. No message from Steve that he was going to join us. This thing will fix itself in a minute. And close lag that you can't see at the moment. Larry's just won it. We'll see the break, and then I'll tab out and shut down Discord. I don't want to have that running unnecessarily. Now, one ball's gone in. 8 balls going to go as well. Right, 2 seconds. Make sure I shut down the right thing. Hang on a minute. Before we make a proper boo-boo here, I can find it. Where the hell is it? There it is. I'm looking to see where it is in the taskbar. Just make sure I don't shut down XSplit the mistake. Right, we're good to go. We've got Larry from the USA and Sergeresh from Belarus. or at least that's the flag that he's flying. And Larry opting for the solids. Now, these solids are going to be tricky because of where the 5 ball is for a start. It blocks the path to get to the 4, and you can't get... Well, does he think he can get... No, I don't think he can even get enough of that 5 ball to cut it past the 7, or once the 7 goes out the way. So Larry's looking for a bump there, and he didn't get it. But he's got enough room that he can pot it, and he might be able to get through the gap between the 4 and that 13. He's got to miss the hit to get that 4 from the other side into the same pocket. Well, he's run into it, but it's gone to an uncomfortable angle, and he's trying to go around a corner and out off the 2 to maybe play the 4. He's in 2 minds. Try to stun across and hit something here. Yeah. Well, that should be good enough. He just needs to maybe check. Well, he's going to be hampered a wee bit, but the problem with being hampered over that 8 ball is he probably wants to check the cue ball a wee bit to come down or go back up that right-hand side, and that adds difficulty to the shot. Good evening to Quagmire. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to Slim. And that's why Larry's missed the ball. That'll be a missed call. So Sergeresh has a great opportunity here to pinch this first rack, but he's got to tidy things here because this isn't quite as straightforward and simple as it looks. Must get rid of that 10 ball up top for a start. And I don't know that he would have done any harm actually bumping, or is he going to try and get up and get that 9 ball into the side to free up the 13 ball? Then he's got to get rid of the 10 and the 15 to open up the 13 ball. Is that the 13 ball or the 11 ball? It's the 11 ball. So he must get this in the right order here. And that's, well, he's going to have to bail out in the 9, I think, because he's left it short in the 12. But cue ball out for the 15 should be the order of the day here. Just, he's not hit this, has he? Well, he has just. So now the challenge is getting onto that last ball, which again, with the blue cloth, I can't quite make out. It's a 12 ball. Well, he could take it now and just run into the open grass or long grass. Has he gone back far enough? Yes, he has. And this is what you've got to do. You've got to punish your opponent's mistakes. Well, you have to do that in every game you play, but it's probably that bit more important in 8 ball with it being alternate break as well. Being able to pinch a rack off your opponent's break is doubly important, especially knowing that you're going to be breaking next. So that's a good start for Sergeresh. And that just, again, psychologically, it sends that message to Larry. You've made a mistake, and I'm good enough to run these balls out. And also, a number of balls have gone in. I think we have an issue up the top end of the table. Well, it's not really an issue. That 10 ball goes. So, decision time for Sergeresh here. 10 ball definitely goes, and he's on it right now. Problem, though, is that this 13 ball looks tight, but it goes as well. So, well, he's chosen solids instead. Now, the concern with solids is he's got to clear the 1 ball, because the chances are he may well be shooting this, is it the 5 ball up there on the left side? He may well be shooting that down here. And that's going to be a wee bit tricky. Now, he could have a two-way shot here and have a go at it now. He could have a go at getting on that now. Oh, that'll do, I think. Maybe he's slightly the wrong angle to hold for the 4. No, he's fine. He can just nip that. Just a little nip and a kill. Well, he stunned it, and he's got out, stunned it hard enough. That's a good shot. Maybe the angle was too much for his comfort, so he played the shot he was comfortable with. So this is a cracking start for Sergeresh. You couldn't ask for anything better there. Pinch the first rack and break and run in the second rack. So Larry's now fully aware he's got problems. Well, Larry's got the break working as well. 2 stripes tied up. 2 solids look a bit awkward top left. Let's have a quick look at them. Well, none of the 2 of them are going. So they need a bump. They most certainly need a bump, and obviously the 8 ball is blocking that 5. So Larry's trying to get a bump now to free up. Has 2 stripes that are tied up. Didn't quite get there. Now, let me look at this pink 12. He might be able to dig that in and nip across. The angle on the 15's not great, but he might be able to do this off the 12. It's a wee bit touchy, I think. He's looking back and looking back, but I think the best chance is a 12. He doesn't need to thump this, he just needs a brush and a bump and move something. But no, he's not keen on it. It's a bit sort of in between. So he's got the 1 isolated ball. He's going to deal with that first, but where is he looking? I don't know what he's doing. Is he trying to get it from this shot? Good evening to Mooncake. Well, that 11-9 is most certainly not a combo. The problem is that, yeah, well, there is a gap, but I don't think he wants to be doing that, but now he's in trouble. And the one thing he doesn't want to do is try and thin that 14 ball and split those 2 balls up the table, the 6 and the 3. He doesn't want to do that. Maybe it's time to duck. And a little bump in behind those 2 is the right shot. They don't combo up the table either. Well, he's got the hit. He's not quite got the cover. He has left a cut on. If you were Stubb would go for this and lose the rack anyway. But that will cut up table. Well, don't lose track of the extensions is the best advice I could give to these 2 players. After Spectre done what he did last night. And he's running out of time here. That's the extensions gone. Well, he did go for the cut. And the problem now is Larry's got the cut in the 14. That was all or nothing, that shot there in the 7, because Larry's going to get out. And I mean, you know, it was a difficult cut, but if Sergeresh gets that, he had a good chance, well, a reasonable chance of getting out. The 5 ball was still an issue because he would have a bit of travelling to do to get on that 5 ball, but I think he just went for it, all or nothing. So Larry's going to get himself into the game. And if you didn't see the stub match last night with Spectre Dawn, of course it's on my YouTube channel. And I'm sure you'll agree with me, it was, when you look at it, it was the worst performance you'll ever see from Stub. Never really won a rack until he was gifted one. And he has left the building and gone. He's away hiding in a dark room somewhere. Well, Larry said the first bit of favour from Sergeresh there. Sergeresh's break has come up dry. You've got 3 solids on the right side there. All of them go, so no problem there. The problem is up top left. Now, he could start off with a combo, then he'd be on the solids. Well, he is going to be on the solids, but now he's got a choice. He can get rid of the 5 because that's a problem, but the 5 might be tight. Well, the 5 goes, loads of room, but he's obviously looking at that 3 ball up there to bump something out the way to free up the 2 ball, and 4 ball is fine. So the main problem is how it comes out up top. He really wants to. I think he's gone actually too straight in the 3. He's got a very slight angle. He would have wanted a wee bit more so he could bump that, whatever it is. Maybe it looks like the 14 from this distance. Let me have a look. Again, I've got to go up and have a look at the damn thing because I can't make out the cut. It's the 10 ball. Well, he's got the angle now. So he just wants to cut the 3, bump that 10 out the way. And, well, you would think that his problem, he's got one more problem. And that's how good he gets on the 4. And that ain't it. Because he wanted that 4 ball and he wanted to play the 6 to get on the 8, because the 8 goes into the side pocket. Now he needs a good shot here, got to get into it, go to the rail and come back out if he can and finish in that gap, and that looks well played. Well, that's one hard part done. Now he's got to play a dodgy cut in this 8 ball unless he's trying to do something heroic here. Is he trying to run 3 rails here? 1, 2, and this is going nowhere. Yeah, it all went wrong because he didn't get on the 4 ball first. That was the problem. And Sergeresh should be ready to pounce here and restore that lead. Now, I don't know what pocket Larry's called. Is he called the left side pocket or the right? Well, it won't matter. So, wide open table. How are you going to go wrong with this, Sergeresh? Because even I'm getting out in this table. So he's going to go up top for the 15. Get rid of that. Needs the angle, and he's got the angle. So this is just a little practice drill. Needs to slow down. Needs to slow down. Well, he's going to have to take that 12. No problem anyway, but I think he wanted to get on that 11 ball up top. Now, can he go forward? Yes, he can. Just a forward and around the corner now. Needs to go far enough. He hasn't quite gone far enough. It just means he's got to move the cue ball again. He's moved it well enough. Well, the price is severe when you can't get out. Well, he's trailing by 2 again. And a bit more pressure on his break. And also the follow-up and delivering a run out here. And I don't think he's got anything. Well, there's an issue top right. Those 2 strikes. Also the issue with the 3 ball not going anywhere. Unless you play the 6 and just nip out and play the 3 immediately and cut it down the rail. That would be one quick solution. Just play the 6, nip the cue ball and leave a wee bit of a ropey cut down the rail. That's a big commitment going for that. Now he's running forward. He's trying to clear these 2 balls for the 3 ball. I don't know that was the wisest move that he's ever going to play. I think he should have took his medicine there and just nipped back and left a cut in that 3. That would have... See, leaving those 2 balls there for a start means that Larry's got a problem to deal with if he gets to the table. So that's a tactical mistake. They're okay if he broke them up and everything was wide open, fine, but it's too risky to do that because things can end up like this. Okay, he's got the 4 ball up there, but the 3 ball's now probably good enough to get into the side. But that was dangerous doing that, and he's lucky that he had that shot on. But you take risks. You know, you've got to take a risk now and again. But what's more important here is that he gets the job done. And I think also we're forgetting about that 7 ball. I mean, the 7 ball, yes, it pots, but you're not wanting to pot it past the 10. And the other issue is getting on it. So he's got work to do. And he's gone, I think he's gone too far. Yeah, he's rolled too far. And now he's coming away from his 2 balls that are left. And this is why, as I said earlier, that he should not have broke those 2 balls up top. He should have played the cut. And in a situation like this, that's his emergency safety net that he's got up there. Okay, Larry may well break them out anyway, but you know he still has to do that if he gets to the table. Well, now Sergeresh is called. What's he called? Is he called the bank? Yes, he has done. Don't think he called it in that pocket, did he? No, he didn't. He called it in the other one. So this is the price you pay for making that wrong choice earlier in the visit. If I saw those two stripes sitting like that, I'm thinking, that's my safety net. I'm going to cut this 3 down the rail and, hedge my bets. But there's pressure on Larry here to get out, and he's not really got a problem. He's got to take that 13. He might just... Well, that 11's a bit tight into the side, isn't it? Yeah, he's probably going to get rid of 15, maybe 10, but I think he's got to... I mean, he could be leaving that 13 to go on the 8. There's no harm in doing that. So Sergeresh looks as if he's going to pay the price for a wrong shot choice. Well, Spud Boy, I'm not a rocket scientist, but my tactical genius brain says don't split those two balls, make Larry split them if he gets to the table. And Sergeresh went against my beliefs, and he's going to pay the price because of it. Or he should do, because Larry's gone funny again. And, well... He's still got to get the job done. Who knows how ugly he could finish in this 8 ball. But I mean, it's a big angle to cut across. If he bumped to 5, it wouldn't do him any harm. But he's still got to get it done. And that's a good pace. That'll do. So Sergeresh, well, you never know what the real outcome of this rack would have been. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. But he should have kept those 2 balls tied up. That's my thoughts on it. You don't want to do hard work that your opponent should be doing. You should be doing everything to make his life miserable and giving him headaches to deal with if he gets to the table. And Sergeresh has backed that up with a dry break. Now, stripes look good in the bottom half of the table. He's got a stripe in the middle. That one up, see there's one isolated one again here. This one's awkward. I think the 14 goes. It's tightish, but it does go. But this is the one I'd be concerned about if I'm going stripes. How am I getting onto that ball? And if you decide against that, how do I deal with the solids with the 3 balls blocked by the 11? So there's a couple of issues, but a big decision here for Larry. And this is the ball that's going to cause him a headache. This one here for the remainder of this rack. And the remainder of this visit, I should say, because it could be his undoing where that's sitting. And he's given it a lot of thought as to how he can try and get here. But, I mean, he can certainly draw. Well, I clearly can say that he wasn't playing to do anything with the 12 from that shot. So, there is trouble ahead. And now it's all gone wrong. Now, he could bank that 12 and try and nip in behind the 4. He could bank the 12, let the cue ball roll out behind the 4. That's the shot. if you get it right, you're not leaving anything on. But Larry, with his 9-ball mentality, is going all out for the bank. If this was me, I wouldn't even be going near that. I'd be banking it and playing the safety. But you know, Larry, he wants to keep. This is again this thing I was talking about last night. It's the 9-ball mentality that takes over. He's gained no advantage playing that bank when he should have tucked the cue ball behind the 4. None whatsoever in this position. Well, he's going all out again by the look of it. Or is he? Because that does cut. Or does it? No, it doesn't. So he's in a worse state than I thought he was. And the extensions have gone. Well, there's no way from there that he could stop Sergeresh having a pot. And the bad news for Larry is this table is very much runnable. Very much runnable, if that's a correct terminology. It's runnable as opposed to run-outable. Somebody will correct me on that. But well, that's a couple of racks where Larry's doing a lot of hard work and not getting there. And he paid the price for the first one. And he should be paying the price for this one as well. No way would I have banked that 13-ball. I'm ducking behind the 4 every day of the week and leaving it up to Sergeresh to make a move. There's this great fear of giving your opponent a shot at the table, and that, I mean, there is truth to it. You don't want to give let your opponent get to the table, but that might be all very well in 9-ball, but in 8-ball you've got to duck. You've got to know when to stop potting balls because you're only ever going to get into trouble. And that almost went into a disaster there. I think he's still got a pot, but or has he? I don't think he can get there. No, he can't. I don't think he can't pot that. He can have a go at the bank, but he's certainly not cutting it. Not that I can tell from that angle. Or are my eyes so bad he can get there? No, he's got to call the bank. He hasn't called anything yet, but he is. And I think at that angle, it looks a reasonable enough line. And can't forget about the cue ball either. Oh, and that's the problem. He's forgot about the cue ball because that's what's going to happen if you don't get the cue ball out of there. And of course, he's got no jump cue. But he's going to give it a go. Fair play to him. Yeah. I think you need a lot of practice with the playing cue. So Larry has got out of jail. And he'll be thankful for that. So Sergeresh, with a good table, has failed. And Larry is going to be back in level terms. And this is why you've got to capitalise and get the job done. There's so much that you can lose from a winning position in each of these racks by just one bad shot. Well, another testy one. It's one of them. This is bedhead territory again. You don't want these. It's too testy. And where's this cue ball drifting? Oh dear. This is a disaster. And there you go. Larry's got himself in a hole again. Unbelievable how difficult it is to get out of the ball. It's just incredible. Well, he's got to, I don't know whether he can cut across this and bank it, but he's got to have a go. I think he is. Yeah, that's the shot. Cut across it and bank it. This will be a good recovery if he gets this. Oh no, he hasn't. He didn't get past the 8-ball. Well, that all went wrong. The old eyes are going, Larry. You're as bad as me. Well, not quite as bad as me. I take that back. I apologise to Larry for saying that. But now it's Sergeresh that gets out of jail and restores the 2-rack lead. And again, it's only race to 9. Now again under pressure on his own break, and balls flying in all over the place. Well, it's a good break, but not a good table. Well, if he takes solids, he's got all of these down here to deal with. That's definitely what he's going to be taking. So follow through and up, and he's overhit it just a tad. He's overhit it just a wee bit. Now he can dead weight this ball in, and now he needs to go high enough, and he has done. That's fine. Just a run through for the 7, but needs that angle. Does he want to come up into the table and risk hooking himself getting the 8-ball, or does he just want to nip back if he can and play it long into this bottom left-hand corner pocket? Because this is a risky shot if he's trying to get out into the table with those balls hampering a possible pot. Well, he's fine. Oh, well, any harder and he was gone, I think, or he was going to hit the point. Doesn't matter. Larry survives. So, break goes back to Sergeresh. And a ball goes in. And again, it's a bit cluttered up top. Now, where would you go here? I think that stripe on the left-hand side squeezes past the 2 if you were choosing stripes. You've got no stripes near the 8-ball. But well, I don't know. Is he going to run through for this 11 and try and get in amongst these balls, or is he going to try and leave that 12? Let me have a look at this 12. Well, that 12's tight, but you can certainly cheat the pocket if you were sitting good on it. And I think he's gone too far. Yes, he has done. Maybe he was trying to leave that for the 9. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, but he's still got a bailout ball. Got to watch that side pocket. And the big stun has done him, but the bump in the 3 has immediately created a problem for Larry, so Sergeresh has got a safety net for the time being. And, well, Larry's effort to open up those 2 balls has backfired. And now's the time to duck. I mean, he can nip in behind that 2-ball, and Sergeresh has got no shot unless he's going 3 rails to try and kick this 11 in. This is when to duck. Just a little feather. This is where you've got to just tie things up and bide your time. You know, don't sell out. Now Sergeresh looking to, I think he might, I'm looking to see whether he could catch the edge of that 9-ball. Well, he is going, you know something, he might be able to cut that 9-ball into the side, believe it or not. Commentator's eye says he could cut that 9 into the side. I think he could cut that 9 into the side. Not that it would have been a great deal of advantage, but because the 12's still tied up. But I think he might have been able to cut that 9 in the side. But anyway, he's given Larry ball in hand with an opportunity now to free up this problem. He's got to get these moving. Well, it's dealt with one problem. He's still got the other one though. Now, he could pot the 2 and come around the corner up above that 8 ball and come out for the 7. Is he trying to draw into the 3 off the 7? Has he got a line to do that? Not really. So the other way to give yourself a chance is to cut the 2, come that way, come out to about there, and cut that 7 and then bump the 3 out from there. That's the other option he's got, and that's what he's going to try. But it's important that he gets the angle. Now, this needs to get off the rail for a start. And he's too thin, I think. I think he's too thin. He's going to have to jack up. Is he going to get any sort of hit in this? We'll soon find out. Yeah. Well, he has got a hit. Yeah, he's got a hit. He's got it out. And more importantly, I was going to say, has he got a shot? Yes, he has. He can pot the 5. Now, the other issue's that ball. How does he pot the 3 and get out of there for this 4 ball? That's what's bugging him right now. Because the one way to make sure of that is to do this and leave the cue ball there and kill it and come back so that you don't go that far forward. You want to leave it there, then you can punch that in and come out and leave a long cut in the 4. Oh, that might work. That actually might work. I think he can go forward. No, he's coming back. He's going to leave the long cut, but he might be able to go forward there and come out into the table. Yeah, he's looking at it. Oh, he hasn't hit it though. You know something? He's checked that up with left English, and that's killed the pace in the cue ball there. He had to encourage that cue ball to come out. That cue ball's checked off the rail and killed the pace in it. But he's got it. Where's the cue ball going? And there's a disaster. And that's because he didn't get that cue ball out into the table. Oh, that's a sore one. Larry should have been back in level terms, and he's gifted this to Sergeresh. Disasters are happening, but that was very much self-inflicted damage there. I don't know why Larry, I mean, as far as I looked, the last time he was playing that with top left English, and as soon as the cue ball hits the rail, it checks up, thereby killing some of the pace off the cue ball, so the running stopped short, and he didn't get good on that 4 ball. And this is the end result. And of course, cutting the 4 ball is all very well, but when there's another ball adjacent that the cue ball's going to glance off, the inevitable can happen, and that's where the scratch occurred. So he's given himself a lot of pain and hurt here, Larry. I mean, Sergeresh, I think, has made one. Has he made 1 or 2 mistakes? Not a lot. I mean, he's certainly capitalised on most of Larry's mistakes, and that's why he's got this score. Well, Larry at the table got a ball in the break, and there's Steve's favourite collection right in the middle of the table. All those balls in the middle of the table. from the side pockets. And right off the bat, Larry's at it again. Now, these stripes are pretty good. The only tricky one is that 14, but you can have a go at getting on that 14 right away off this 11. You pot that 11 and just drift out into the table. Now, if you finish short on it or too far, you've got a bailout ball. He's got to try and get on that 14 now. Whether he can do it, see, the angle in the 13's no good from there. So why is he not taking that, going there? Well, he's decided he doesn't like them at all. He's on to solids, so there's always a difference in how a player sees the table. To me, the stripes were the favourite, but the tricky one was the 14. I liked the stripes for one reason or another. Sergeresh likes the solids, but he's in the middle of no man's land here. He can still pot the 3. But as you know, the important thing is making the choice, but the most important thing is getting out, however you do it. And now he's just letting the cue ball running and bumping there and hoping to get lucky. I don't know what he tried there. Was he trying to come into the middle of the table left side for the 5 ball? But he's been fortunate, he's finished in the 6. And now he's ran too square again. Now he's got a touch like a sledgehammer. And this is threatening to go wrong. He's got one of them. He's got one of them you don't like into a blind pocket. Cue ball running again. Got a bump. And now he's got to get another good shot in. And I think the shot to play is try and stun this in and bump that 10. Or is he playing the bank? He hasn't called anything yet. But he looks as if he's playing the bank. But it still means you've got to think about the cue ball. Oh, no, well, he came out good in the 7, I think. But it's given Larry his chance. Now, again, Larry's not got a problem in the table. They're all there. So if he deals with the ball up top, that 11 ball goes out the way. If he gets good in the 10, he can roll through. Well, he's obviously, I don't know whether he played for the 10. I can't say. He's gone too far anyway for comfort. But he could have rolled through and then played that pink 12 ball up the table. But he could also leave that as a possible last shot to get on the 8 ball. That makes it even more important he gets good in the 10. Well, now it's changed. I can't believe he'll take the 10. He's just going to stop this cue ball for the 10 into the corner. What's absolute rubbish? I missed that. I don't know when you typed that, Spud. Well, Larry stays in touch, but the break is back with Sergeresh. Well, I think the next 2 rats could be very important in the outcome of this match. Well, Sergeresh has got a ball. And there is one solid tied up. I think it looks like the 2 ball from here. And it is, so you've got a solid and a stripe married up more or less. So there's a problem that would need to be dealt with. Well, the obvious ball that would break out that solid next to the two, the stripe next to the two, is the 15 ball up top. But you've then got another issue right side, which looks like the 11 ball from here between the 6 and the 3, which you can certainly get on into the bottom right-hand corner. And the 7 and the 4 ball are a problem. There's a narrow window to get onto that 15 ball. And now it becomes even more urgent that Sergeresh gets this cue ball somewhere up the table. He needs to miss. Well, that's done him a favour, but where's the cue ball ended up? He's in trouble. That 2 ball can't be potted with a cut, but it is a very good bank for Larry, that 2 ball. All right, I see. Yeah, Sergeresh was trying acrobatics here on a ball where the cue ball angle off the ball was going in the wrong direction. So, well, he doesn't. This is tricky, but he's really trying to keep these tight. I don't know what he's doing. I have no clue. Well, he didn't get there. I think he was trying to nail the cue ball onto the 2, but he's left it short. And he's given Larry a start. There's the voice beginning to go. I think I need a drink. I'll get that in a minute. Well, I said that these next 2 racks could be very important in the outcome of the match. I think with this opportunity Larry's got here, and again, it's more important from the point that it's Sergeresh's break that he's on. So Larry's break next rack, and if Larry can steal this from him, he might have a good chance of getting into the lead for the first time, really. Could be pivotal, as they say. Right, I'll have a drink. I'll mute my mic so you don't hear me gurgling. Well, he really wants to leave the cue ball right where the 1 ball is. He didn't kill it. He's gone dead straight. Well, he can pinch a wee angle here. And now he's reasonable enough. So this is a big break coming up next for Larry. Bigger than anything so far in the overall context of the match. So we're 5 apiece. Race to 4 it is now. And the 6th ball has gone in, and that 1 and 7 up top look like a makeable combo. The 5 ball is also good for a bump to free them out, so he can cut that 5 ball right now, which would be taking away one opportunity of dealing with the 7 ball, but it could be that if you just get out into the table and get a decent line, you can make the combo, but then the 1 ball's leaking away and can get tied up here with the 12. So Larry's still to make his decision, and for whatever reason, he prefers the stripes. And I think one valid reason is now that you look at them, they're all on. He's got that one problem, which if it's 11 into the side, 9 into the top left, well, he's taking... See, that ball would be just as fine to get on the 8, this one here. But I'm thinking, where's that cue ball going? See, the cue ball's running away if you pot the 11 in the side. If he was there, he's fine. He could just roll through, play the 9 and deal with this 12. Right, well, I have no clue what that is. He's got to cut the 9 now, I think. I presume this is what he's played for, but I don't know whether he's executed the shot correctly there or not. I'm confused a wee bit. I can't think that this was thought as an ideal position. I don't know whether he's trying to nip back for the 11 and he didn't get through with the stroke. But anyway, he's got the 9 and he's still got this problem here. And again, he's got the wrong angle in the 11. So now it's 15 and that 11 goes past the 3, but it's tightish. Welcome back to Slim. Oh, welcome to Mark. Or was you here earlier, Mark? I can't remember. Well, this is a difficult one for Larry. And he's got the pot. And here's the problem. He's now got an off-angle cut in the 11. The cue ball wants to go near that side pocket. And he's trying to get up for that last ball in the top rail. This is ugly. And he's going to leave the bedhead cut. Now, he'll be unlucky not to have a shot in the 8, let's be honest. He's got all the open country to head up and down on. Oh, he's overcut it, would you believe it? He's overcut it. Well, now Sergeresh is going to have to get down and dirty here. He's going to have to be careful in what he does, because you can kick up and down to get that ball over the pocket. Well, this rack's now become even more important. What does Sergeresh do? Does he keep potting balls? Or does he duck? But if he's going to duck, he better get his head straight before he plays his shot, because he's got to protect that ball over the pocket. Well, that's done himself a favour there for a start. That stops the kick up and down on that ball if he decides to duck. It's tightish to kick the left rail and get into that gap and knock it in, because that ball's sort of on the long rail, that ball. Aye, it is. Well, it's just outside the jaw. So, yeah, he's got to be careful. Let's have a look at what, I mean, if he's going to leave the cue ball here, Larry, well, that's clever. That's clever. So he's got rid of the ball, but he's blocked Larry with the 4. And that's a good shot. Well thought out. Well, it's a big rack. Larry's got the hit. Well, it could have finished worse, but the 7 ball onto the 1 is the obvious shot. But I don't think he wants to hit this too hard. I think he just wants to drop this 1 into the pocket. I wouldn't be hitting this hard, just like that, because he can still cut the 7. He could also have a go at the combo, but you've got to be careful with that combo, because if that hits the point, yeah, he's well away from that. I'm glad he didn't take that bait. So nip around the back of the 4. Got to go and keep going. Got to keep going. Well, it's another one of these. Watch the cue ball. Watch the scratch. He's got to be careful. Commentator's eye. And he's well away from that. And any more on that and he was gone. Well, dead weight roll. Just enough to get to the hole will do. And Sergeresh regains the lead. And now the chance to open up that gap again. And it's getting down to the wire. And balls have gone in. And this table is very good. Well, I'm licking my lips here looking at this setup. This is a must run here for Sergeresh. Whatever he chooses. I think he was eyeing up a possible combo into the side there with stripes. But it's going to be solids. And already he's not good. He's got himself in bother straight off the bat here. He has got himself in squeaky bum territory with this 3 ball. That will cut, but you don't want to be playing that. But then when you look at the alternatives, you've got a cut and a 2, which looks easier to me. I'd be more comfortable in that 2 ball than I would the 3. And for some reason, Sergeresh thinks that's the easier one, but he's got it. Fair play to him, but the cue ball's running loose. What else has he got? Well, he's got the 2 ball, which is tight. Any touch in the 6 and it ain't going in. Where's he going with this? Right. I presume he's going up top. He's not going anywhere else with it. Now, why is he not just letting this run out? Why is he not letting this run out? He's playing a big bang stun. That wasn't the shot. That was never the shot. Never in a month of Sundays was that the shot. All he should have been doing is just run that ball in at a pocket weight and let the cue ball just run out. He would have had a shot in the 7, he would have had a thin cut in the 6, and he sold out. Or has he? Because Larry's got a cut back in the 15, but this could be a heavy price to pay here, and Larry Again, the pressure's on him just to keep staying in touch. Coldest Pillow says, I'm back, my internet went down. Oh, it was down, oh well. See, that's his, that's the Valleys that does that, doesn't it? Internet up the Valleys in Wales must be pretty crap. Well, Larry knows the importance of this visit. But the wrong shot from Sergeresh there. He had a bang, he had a stub bang when it was just a more controlled shot he needed. But Larry ain't home and dry yet in this rack. Well, he's got a nice little angle in this 11 just to nip it and stun down. And we're going to be back all square. And it's now a race to 3. And now, Larry has again got the chance to get in the lead. He failed the last time. He's got a chance this time. You've got to get the first part of the equation, and that's pot a ball, and I think he's come up dry. He most certainly has. And 3 ball, 6 ball into the corner, 3 ball onto the 4 ball or 5 ball. Solids look reasonable from where the cue ball's sitting. And that's what it's to be. Now he's got to drift through. I think he's got to play for this 6 ball right now. Got to, unless he gets straight in the 4 and can just nip it back for the 6. Now, if this is me, I'm got to get rid of that 6 ball. It's bugging me where it's sitting. I can't leave that 6 ball there any longer than now. Big check in the cue ball to come back across for either, whatever he wants. I prefer getting rid of the 4, to be honest with you. But how straight is he on it? Well, he's got an angle. Now, has he gone far enough? No, he hasn't. He hasn't got into it. Now, again, if you overhit it, probably the worst thing you could have had was having a cut in the 1. And now he's in no man's land. And straight away, he's under pressure to stay at the table. And I can feel my throat beginning to go. I need another drink. And the end result, when you get out of line, end of visit. And these mistakes now for Sergeresh are happening at the wrong time. Business end of the match, more or less. And just showing that wee bit more sign of frailty. I don't know that Larry's ever been in front in this match yet. Did he win the first rack? I don't think so. I think it was Sergeresh won it, but Larry's not been in front as far as I'm concerned, if all I can remember. But he should be now. Well, the brain's in shutdown mode big time. It's after 9 o'clock. And my body clock still tells me to get to bed. Well, that needs to stay there. Well, I'm not sure what he was really playing for there, but he's got an escape route. He's got to keep the cue ball there or thereabouts to play that other ball up into the top left, I would think, here. Yeah, and there's a mistake. Well, pressure on Sergeresh now to deliver. Now, for me, the problem obviously is the 2-ball. And he's the wrong side of the 7. He's got a bed head cut in the 2. Big decision time. But this shot here, he's got to watch the cue ball again. Let's have a look. Yeah, I mean, you've got to do something with the cue ball to try and get it down this side. You want to go 3 rails normally with that shot off the 7, but when you're coming down here, you're blocked off with the 11. And he's went for the hard shot first. He's got a couple of nice kisses. And now, one good shot. Now, the good shot is just run this in, and he's trying to get up top near that 8 somewhere. I think he's hit this too hard. Oh, he's the brush. Well, look at where he's finished. This has got to follow in, has it? Or is that 11 too much in the jaw? Big shot. Oh, he's digging away deep here. He could miss cue here with that tip. That's way deep. And it's gone in. Well, a huge rack for Sergeresh. And it says break. And Larry's time in the tournament, he could be joining Stubb on the sidelines, standing making daisy chains over in the corner. He's got a hole to dig himself out of here now. And Sergeresh with a ball as well in the break. Now, I didn't even notice what he chose there. What did he go for? Solids. So the 4-ball goes down this end of the table here in the bottom right. 6 goes, 2 goes, 5 goes. 1's isolated on the left side. No problem with the 8-ball as long as you're leaving one of these balls down this bottom end of the table here as your last ball. So what do you do if you're playing the 1 ball now? Get right into this cue ball, and that's the shot. Get right into it, because you're always going to be in the middle of the table, and that's a good shot. Now, it's important that he has the right angle on these last 2 balls, because you don't want to be running into something, you don't want to be brushing something, and no sooner have I said that than that's exactly what he's done. He's got himself in trouble. You want to be playing these 2 balls clean. And now this is up in the air as to where he's going to end up here. No idea how this is finishing. But I'll tell you what, if it's got the legs, he's pretty good. He's had a roll. And you've just got to make the most of that. Because that was really no idea how that was going to finish. He could have been hooked. And that's a good shot. So now it's back to the wall, point of no return. But Sergeresh is going to be on the hill here. Well, this is certainly more than a match than what we saw last night. Larry needs help. He's got a ball or a couple of balls. And now it's no miss time, no mistake time for Larry. And that's a big ask. Vital choice for his next shot here. You've got the 6-ball. Again, the 6-ball's awkward to get to if you're playing solids. It's the awkward ball probably the worst ball in the table, because you'd be trying to get it in the short side, you'd be trying to come down in the open side, and that's way too tight to be doing that. So he's staying well away from the solids for that reason. And this is a dirty little dink into the side. That's far too tight. Yeah, that's way too tight. That was never happening, Larry. Well, Sergeresh at the table. It's going to be a big ask to get out with a problem up top, on the top right. But that 4 ball goes. Now, what's he done here? Well, he's done no harm. But that 4 ball goes, and there's no problem if you get good. Now, even if you're sort of this side of the 4, you can still spin around and drop behind the 1, or if you're that side of the 4, you can bump the 1. But that's going to be the big shot if that 6 ball gets to the hole. Well, it has done. And now here's an opportunity. It can be dead weight, just nice and soft. He's gone too close, has he? No, he hasn't. He's got it. Well, you've got to make sure you leave yourself the angle. Just stop the cue ball right there for this 5. Now that's perfect. It's game, set and match, unless there's a complete disaster here. And that's a disaster. Oh dear, would you believe it? Look at this for a shot. The one thing you don't want to do is bump balls when you don't need to. Well, Larry is hanging on by his fingernail, singular. Oh, he's almost got it. And Larry lives again. Well, Sergeresh, how close is that? As close as you're going to get to taking Larry out here? Because and Larry's the one guy, if you've got him down, you need to keep him down, because he ain't going to walk away. He's not going to do a stub. He's going to go to the bitter end. You're going to have to beat him. But you can't do self-inflicted damage at this stage in the match. Well, that was nothing to do with me. He should never have been bumping balls to get to that 8 ball, because you're asking for trouble doing it. And he'll have a nightmare about that if this goes tits up. I'll tell you. Well, he's going to be breaking for the match anyway, so there's nothing Larry can do. But I'll tell you, it is definitely squeaky bum time for Sergeresh. How's the nerve going to hold? And he's got balls on the break. That's the first priority. Look at this 8 ball. This 8 ball's dead in the pocket. Now, this could end in a nightmare finish here if somebody gets crazy and bumps balls when they don't need to, because there's nothing needs bumped here. There's nothing needs bumped. The only problem's the 2 ball. And he's overhit it. He's overhit that by 2 feet. If he was trying to drop in behind the 2 to play it into that top left-hand pocket. And now he's got that playing in the back of his mind. How does he get back up for that 2 ball? You know something? This is looking very much like it's going all the way. unless Sergeresh can come up with a shot that can get him there. That 3 ball, well, it does go up top left, but that's the least of his worries. He's got a dodgy cut in the 4. And this is just about trying to stay at the table at this stage of the match. Well, now he's at the point of no return. He can't do anything with the 3 ball, I don't think. Let's have a look. Well, he can. He can. He can cut that into the side. And he's got to get a little bit of dig in this to try and kill the pace off it and come down this short side. This is a huge shot, this. He's got to watch the pace. No, that wasn't it. That was never it. I thought he was going to try and tweak that and come down the short side. He's played for the follow through. I don't think this is on. What do you guys think? Do you think the follow through is on in this? I think the 2 ball wants to go to the jaw, because you're playing to get that ball out of the way, and it's a bit of a slight cut. I think the 2 ball goes to the rail. No, he tried to kick it off the back. Well, I'll tell you something. What's happened there has kept him in it. And Larry, straight off the bat, has got to go for the hit. I think he can't hang about. He's got a slight punch that he can get in this 11 or 12, whatever ball it is, and try and bump that. Or can he? I think it's maybe too straight. I think he's given up the ghost on it because it's too straight. So how does he free up his 9 ball, or does he leave that as a bank? But the one thing Larry also can do is he can bury Sergeresh at any given time if he gets in such a position. Well, that's left. Sergeresh, I think he's got to call this in the top right-hand corner. He's got to smack this and play the crossover bank. He's got enough of the 2 ball to play it. Larry could be going home here in this shot. That was not a good shot by Larry. He's left too much of this 2 ball and show. Cross corner for the match, basically. Look at this. Wow. Oh, disaster. What the hell's happened there? I told you that 8 ball was in the pocket. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Larry made the mistake of exposing the edge of that 2 ball. Sergeresh digs out the cross corner bank, and the bloody cue ball, of course, up and feathers the 8 ball. In it goes. We're going all the way. Well, talking about stepping in it, Slim, Sergeresh jumped in with 2 feet there. And Larry lives again. The problem with Larry is he's just broke dry again. Well, this makes up for last night's match in terms of a contest. But that match was all over. But that safety Larry played was crying out for an all-or-nothing cross-corner bank. Sergeresh nailed it. But, of course, there was nothing he could really do with the cue ball other than pray and hope that he comes out good. And he gets... he bumped up... Oh, what's the cue ball here? What the hell Sergeresh done here? Oh, dear. That's a huge brain fart right there. Follows the ball in. And Larry can't believe it. And Larry now is in full focus mode. It's still an open table, remember. Nothing's committed yet. So solid as it is. The 6 ball is the bailout ball. Get in trouble anywhere there. you can bail out in the 6, but you can also use the 6 ball to play the 8 if you have to, really. But, you know, you don't really want to leave the 6 to get to the 8, do you? I mean, I suppose if you're in Larry's position, you'll take any bloody ball to get to the 8 ball. But he's got to be careful here. And he's underhit that because he's finished way inside the 1 ball. Yes, it's still pots. And he's got to go in that gap between the 8 and the 14 to play this 2 in the side. Well, I'm not sure. Maybe the angle was too much. Well, that 2 ball is tight if you play the 6. Let's put it that way. If you play the 6, the 2 ball has got loads of room from this end if you just kill it stone dead. Well, he's come out, now it's a cutback. But he just needs to dig in, draw off this 2 to hold for the 8, or does he risk going forward? Or does he risk playing the dig? He's going to nip it, and he's got it. Well, Larry's never dead. And that big blunder from Sergeresh, following the ball in, his first shot in the rack. And Larry has picked Sergeresh's pocket by 9 racks to 8. What a match. What a finish. Well, I feel for Sergeresh, but it was about holding your nerve when it gets to this stage of the match. And I'm afraid Sergeresh was the one that blinked. He blinked last. And Larry lives again. And he gives a big sigh of relief. So I think I said earlier that Larry's waiting on a loser coming through. I think that's what I said. And yes, I did. He's waiting on the loser of the Hazard Albinario match. Now, I'll tell you this. We've seen how Albinario escaped against Rosen. And I think Hazard could give as good a match with Albi in that. I wouldn't take anything for granted, as we've seen. I would not take anything for granted. You know, Hazard is in with a good chance. If you play the 8 ball game and you play it the right way, you can keep yourself in it. But well done to Larry. I'm sure Larry's going to need a lie down in a darkened room after that, because the nerves were jangling in the commentary booth. Right, so just a reminder that we have 2 matches on the schedule. We've got the match tomorrow afternoon at 5 p.m. British summer time. Can't be long to GMT comes back. It might be the end of the month, I think. We've got Jose and Bankster. I still think that Bankster will be the favourite for that, if only because I think he pots better than Jose. I think Bankster's going to be favourite for that. And then you've got Coldest Pillow and Rabi on Sunday evening at 7:30. So that's the 2 matches for tomorrow. And I should remind you as well that the Jose match, Bankster's a 1-loss side. We've got, I think, a 3rd round match there with Coldest Pillow and Rabi. So that is pretty much it. And there's the headline news on Sky earlier today, in case you never saw it. Stubbs' most embarrassing loss. Spectre Dawn 9, Stubb 1. And Spectre Dawn's quote was, "I had to gift him a rack." And Stubb has gone his worst performance ever. So that is it, folks. Thanks for your company. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. And I will bid you good night. And we will see you again anytime up in the coming week with these matches it's on, because I'm around for them. So we'll see you later.
VP4TV.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.